There are only a few top guys in the league, so in this series I'm going to look at some of the up-and-coming stars who are making their way into the spotlight. For this episode, we were traveling down the Golden Coast to look at a star in the making by the name of Van Jefferson.
Kelly, deep right side. For the moment, the man is open. There it is.
Just like a ton of other studs, Van was born in Jacksonville, Florida, and was frankly born to be on the football field. His father, Sean Jefferson, played over a decade as, guess what, a wide receiver. Not only that, but Sean was able to use his talent on the field to relay his career as a wide receivers coach, and in fact has coached on 5 different teams for nearly 2 decades and counting. Crazy enough, he's still coaching and in fact is with the Cardinals, so it seems the two might cross paths quite a bit. Anyways, back to Van. And growing up with an NFL parent pushed him to be the best at whatever he did, and that spirit carried into high school. As a junior, Van was already on point with over 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns, and still had more left in the tank for his senior year. Although his junior performance was a lot to live up to, Van didn't shy away from the lights and was named first team All-State with once again over 1,200 receiving yards, and this time 13 touchdowns. As a 4-star recruit out of high school, Van was looking for the big time, and although he initially committed to Georgia, he decided to switch it up and become an Ole Miss Rebel. Van came into Ole Miss in the same class as AJ Brown and DK Metcalf, so it only makes sense that he redshirted his freshman season. Although he redshirted, Van put up a solid stat line with over 500 yards and 3 touchdowns, which was in fact more than AJ Brown's 400 and DK's 13. You would think it would be the other way around, but Van's production was pretty great from the beginning, and it really proved that he could hold his own in a packed offense. Looking to take it to another level as a sophomore, Van once again had solid production, with this time over 450 yards and a touchdown in 2 less games. Although he was on point as a freshman, AJ took over as a sophomore, as he vastly eclipsed Van's production with over 1,200 receiving yards and 11 touchdowns. Even with a great deal of potential production with the Rebels, Van was done with the team, and once he was able to, he transferred to Florida to become a Gator and finish his college career in the swamps. After a lack of production as a sophomore, expectations were not too high on Van as a junior. His just over 500 yards and 6 touchdowns were pretty mild that season, but surprisingly enough was team leading due to the fact that Felipe Franks passed for under 3,000 yards that season. Going into his senior year, Van was looking to do his thing, but once again only put up decent stats with just under 600 yards and 6 touchdowns. Although an underwhelming season to cap off his time in the swamps, Van had a great performance against Virginia Tech in the Orange Bowl with over 120 yards to at least finish his career at Florida strong. As a whole, Van had a commendable college career with over 2,100 receiving yards and 16 touchdowns. Out of college, Van seemed NFL ready, with his ridiculous route running and elite caliber release along with his unpredictability all across the field. Not only was Van good at moving across the field, but his quick feet and change of direction ability elevated him above many of his colleagues. Although there was a ton to like, going into the NFL at 24, and upon that a pretty limited build, set him back before he could even take a snap, and seemed to have given him a pretty low ceiling. Nonetheless, Van was a borderline top 20 prospect at wideout, and was expected to go around the 3rd or 4th round to add some depth to an already great receiving core.
The Los Angeles Rams select Van Jefferson, wide receiver, Florida.
It seems like Sean McVay and the Rams saw something in Van, as they decided to add him to a wide receiver unit with studs like Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, but had recently let go of Brandon Cooks. Ironic enough, the Rams traded Brandon Cooks for the pick that they used to draft Van in the first place. Anyways, not only did LA have stars at the position, but upon that they had significant depth at the position with the solid talent in Josh Reynolds. Nonetheless, not much was expected out of Van as a rookie, and honestly not much happened. The season was underwhelming for Van with just over 200 yards and a touchdown on only 19 catches. Although a very low sample size, it makes sense in the same offense as the guys I already talked about, and it's going to be interesting to see unfold soon enough. But before we get into the future of Van, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more stuff like this, and grab a t-shirt if you want for 10% off with code BACKTOSCHOOL. Anyways, back to the video. You may be asking, why am I making a video on someone who only had 200 yards as a rookie? And my answer to that is, just wait. Recently, Josh Reynolds left the Rams in search of brighter opportunities, and so now in comes Van to take more reps. Although Josh was the wide receiver 3, he still was able to produce with over 600 yards in 2020, and in fact only had a few hundred less than the wide receiver 2 in Robert Woods. Those yards, the fact that the main running back got injured, and now that Stafford is quarterback seems to be a great combo for Van going into 21. Think about it. Van adjusts to the NFL speed, size, and rhythm as a rookie, and then fine-tunes it the following season and does his thing that year. It's not crazy to speculate that Van will have a much better sophomore season, and in fact is quite common when you consider that absolute monsters like Devontae Adams can have under 500 yards in their first year. Although the Rams drafted some young talent at the position and gave Deshaun Jackson a 1-year deal, there's going to be plenty of yards to go around, and Van will 100% have his shot to do his thing. If his play at Ole Miss and Florida proved anything, it's that he can hang on with some absolute beasts at the position. So if he can carry that mentality to LA, then he can really do some damage. It seems like Van has a bright opportunity with the team, as McVay has high praise for the Gator, saying that he is really putting the work in. Not only just that, but Sean also talked about how Van is establishing himself as a big-time player and has a pretty bright future ahead of him. All of this in mind, I think that Van has what it takes to be a wide receiver threat in the NFC East for the near future, and I think 2021 will show just how legitimate Van really is. Jefferson grew up on the football field and used that talent to dominate in high school, college, and now the NFL. So it will definitely be interesting to see what he can do in LA.
And Jefferson at the top of the screen.
Goff throwing and completing. It is Van Jefferson.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, it would be awesome if you guys could subscribe, like, and comment down below what videos you want next. Anyway, see you guys soon and peace out.